Fight on, family. Preston's Paradise here. And we lost to Minnesota. We lost to Minnesota. With the game on a platter. For the taking. Multiple times. We lost to Minnesota. Never in my life been a fan of this team, of this program, since I was 10 years old. Never in my life would I expect USC to lose to Minnesota in a football game. But it happened. It happened. And what are we going to do? We got to fight on. Because we just put ourselves in one of the worst predicaments we could have been in. Now, something that I didn't even think about really. I mean, this goes back to the first video I ever put out. And, the 10 reasons why USC would win 10 games that I put out in June. With this thread on my Twitter. Follow me, please. Fight on Preston on Twitter. Putting out information on the program and, things around the program and whatnot. So I put out all these reasons why USC would win 10 games. Having to do with Miller Moss, the running game, the safeties and linebackers, the coaching, of course, the defensive line, of course, wide receivers, and our coach, Lincoln Riley. Zach Branch as well, D'Antlin, everybody involved in the program. So, Scott comments, Steve Griggs is a smart guy because I didn't talk anything about the O-line, and he noticed it. Agree with all the above. What are your thoughts on the O-line, and which 2 games do you think we will lose? I say, hey, man, I think the O-line will be better. I expect the offense to be a little bit more complimentary for them as well to help the offensive line, as well as our defense. I think we're going to run the ball. I think we've been running the ball a lot. Well, more than last year for sure. Timing routes for Miller to stay out of trouble. Obviously, less scramble now that Miller Moss is a quarterback. I think we'll be a lot bigger up front, which we are. We all know at this point that we have troubles up front. My losses are Michigan and Minnesota, if I had to choose. Now, I'm not going to give myself credit for saying that we're going to lose to Michigan and Minnesota because when I looked at the schedule, call me a homer, man. I had been doing research on this team. I'm a USC fan at the end of the day for life, so I didn't fear anybody in the schedule. I thought we easily could have gone 12-0, but I know that that's very hard to do. So going on the road in Michigan, I knew it was going to be a hard game. And Minnesota just, at the time, I was a little confused with the scheduling because you can see down here, I go and I'm saying, oh, it's a back-to-back on the back-to-back East Coast trip. And I felt like it might have been kind of a trap heading into Penn State. But, yeah, we dropped Minnesota. And I hate that I spoke it to an existence. This is not an educated guess. But for some reason, I put Minnesota. I felt Minnesota probably more because it was prior to the Penn State game. And we all know what happened there. I could really hardly watch the game. We should have won that game. And I'm not going to really talk too much more about Minnesota. I'm really just going to kind of dictate the energy that I pray this team has going into Penn State this Saturday. So I want people to realize, right? I want us to realize everything that we did against LSU on September 1st has been wiped away from the outsiders. We know what we have in-house. We know what we have on this team. We know the coaching. We know the potential. We know the talent. And we know the future of this team. So it's very easy for a lot of people. I know my man Zulu on Twitter was talking about, regardless, we can still win out, make it to the playoffs. I love the positive energy. I'm very positive myself. People always tell me to shut up because I'm being delusional or I'm being unreal. But I think we do have the talent to win out. The offensive line really threw a wrench in everything. So I'm iffy on us winning out. I would love to see it. I pray we do. But this is truly why I pray we do. The perception of the country is back to USC is soft. USC can't play defense. USC doesn't have a D-line. USC, Lincoln Riley isn't a good decision. The perception of the country is back to that. I don't want that to seep into high schools all across America. I want to end the season. I want to end this year with a top 10 recruiting class at minimum. I want to keep a Zach Branch. I want Zach Branch to be a USC Trojan. I want Jacoby Lane to be a USC Trojan. I want to keep our young defensive linemen. I want to keep our coaches. And it's incredible, right? What a missed tackle and a loss can do. Just the grasp of your hands. Letting a guy scamper 60 yards. We dropped Michigan. Then you got people bitching over snap counts. You got selfishness coming out of the locker room. You've got injuries. You've got attrition as well. You've got red shirts. And we've got missed opportunities. And that's how USC is a 3-2 team right now in the Big Ten. Could easily be a 5-0 team. But this is me sitting here as a USC fan and somebody supporting the team saying this. If things don't go right on Saturday and Lincoln gets up there in the press conference and says, you know, we were just two or three plays away from being 5-1, or two or three plays away from being 6-0. Everybody's gonna lose it. And I support Lincoln Riley. I love Lincoln Riley. I'm appreciative and I'm happy that Lincoln Riley is a coach. I think he really shocked and re-energized the program, re-energized his team. I'm a fan of Lincoln Riley. I think he's intelligent. I think he's the best play caller in the game. Let's make it happen, Link. Let's do it. This is the time to do it. This is crucial right here. This game is crucial right here. Whatever you got to do, we got to compete. It would be great to win, but we have to compete at a high level against Penn State in front of the entire country on Saturday. All summer people are talking to me about, the program's about to be forgotten. The USC isn't relevant anymore. Hey, man. I don't believe that. But if that energy continues to, permeate throughout the country, throughout the college football world, we continue to have the same thing said about the program, the defense, the coaching and whatnot. It's not going to bode well for the future at all. If you think things are dark now, things are going to get a lot darker. And I hate to say it, I'm not trying to be negative. I love this team, and I want to be rooting for the team regardless. I'm not ripping this stuff off my walls. I mean, at this point now, I'm still going to the Washington game, flying across the country. I mean, I love the USC football program to the death of me. It's my favorite football team of all time. But we got to compete. Whatever we have to do, put your pride on the line. What do you guys want to be remembered for? Put your career on the line. Come on, coaches. Scheme it up. Put players in the right position to succeed. Everybody knows it makes no sense that Zach Branch has 0 touchdowns on the year. Now, I'm not putting it all on coaching. You got to execute on the field. The loss last week was on execution. Both sides. Coaching, players, locker room. It's on everybody. Got to execute. This game is as important as that LSU game was. This Penn State game on Saturday is as important as the LSU game was on September 1st. And that's how I feel going into it. I'm antsy. I'm scared. I just want us to be able to not beat ourselves, use the talent, take our time, relax, and play ball. And simply put, everybody do your job. That's the problem. The games that we have lost this year, everybody hasn't done their job. If everybody does their job, we're 5-0. If everybody does their job. But it hasn't gotten done. So when are we going to do it? We got to do it now. Shit is on the line, man. I'm telling you, shit is on the line now. Shit is on the line now. Come on. I'm not talking about the Minnesota game. I'm not reviewing. I'm not talking about what happened. We know what happened. We've been talking about the same issues for the past few weeks. So it is what it is. I saw a lot of new subscribers on the channel. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to be helping Tim with some post-game stuff on the Voice of College Football. Shouts out to Tim Prangley. I appreciate the opportunity. And yeah, that's my spiel for how important this game is against Penn State. Whatever you got to do it to compete in this game. We cannot look soft in this game. We cannot look lost in this game. We can't be getting pushed back in this game. We can't be getting destroyed by 3-man blitzes in this game. We can't be dropping passes in this game. We can't be fumbling the ball in this game. We can't be throwing picks in this game. If everybody does their job and we compete, then we can save the season. We can save the season. We may be able to turn around and make it turn into the playoffs. Make a playoff run. We've made it hard on ourselves, though. And there's also been a couple things gone against us, with, the red shirting and the injuries and outside forces that were unforeseen even going into this season, even though we knew we were thin on both lines of scrimmage. But nonetheless, I want to pull these things up. I have 5 Preston's most improved players. First 5 weeks of the season. And I want to highlight these 5 guys. So give me just a second here. Okay, let's get to some positives now. Most improved through 5 games. I got Jacoby Lane leading the team in receiving yards with 234, slightly edging out Zach Branch. He's got 4 total TDs receiving, most on the team. I think everybody knew he was going to elevate this year. He's, going through some stuff, drops here and there. I think there was a couple PIs that were missed in the last game, but neither here nor there. I think Jacoby is having a great year, and he's only going to get better. Second, on O, I got Q, Quentin Joyner. Quentin Joyner now, Woody Marks has about 200 more rushing yards in a season than Q, but Quentin Joyner is averaging 7.9 yards a carry, which is why, and everybody sees him, and he runs extremely hard. We saw him run over Will Johnson in that Michigan game. Tremendous lower body strength that I've illustrated early on in the season in a couple of earlier videos that Woody has exhibited as well. And I gave a lot of credit to Benny Wiley for that. But Quentin Joyner's having a great year. Looks to be much improved. And I can't wait for him to get better and see exactly where his ceiling is because, this is just the beginning for Q. Third on the list, we're going to defense. I got Big Dev Tompkins. He's got 1.5 sacks on the year. So 0.5 off of Gentry, who's the leader on the team with 2 sacks. Now, I don't know if Gentry's going to be back, but regardless, Dev has, looked very promising on the line. Looked pretty disciplined and made some big plays, just use his hands and use his eyes to disrupt some stuff in the backfield. And he's got 1.5 sacks, and I don't know why. There's no reason why he shouldn't be able to do more damage as the year goes on, because we do know that he'll be getting more snaps. So I'm very excited to see what Dev Tompkins is able to do as the season goes on. Kobe Pepe now. Kobe Pepe is one of my favorite players on this team now, man. Tremendously proud of this guy. I think he might be the most improved. I've never seen Kobe Pepe get pushed back, not once this entire year. Not on any of that stuff that was going on in Michigan. Super disciplined, super big and stout. And this is a guy, the people on this list do their jobs, right? All these guys have done their jobs. Nobody's perfect. You know, I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. But these guys have done a great job. These guys have been very consistent throughout the year and doing what the coaches are asking them to do. And it's equated to us being successful in games. So Kobe Pepe, 8 tackles on the year, but has done a great job on that line and being stout in that run game and keeping gap integrity and not being stupid and making bad decisions on the line of scrimmage. So I like that. And Emmanuel Pregnon, now obviously the offense is going through a lot of woes. This is a upperclassman, and I think he's been the most consistent offensive lineman that we've had on the line all year. And I think he's definitely improved as we saw him last year go through roles every now and then. But looks to be much improved. And man, I'm super super happy and proud of these guys. I expect nothing but for them to improve throughout the year. And baby, these are my most improved through 5 games, first 5 games of the season. Fight on, baby. Once again, I want to thank everybody for subbing up. I will be doing the post-game show on Voice of College Football with my boy Tim Prangley. If you like the content, and you're new to this, sub up, like a video. I appreciate it. It means the world to me. I love this program. And man, the more support, the better. And I'll keep cranking things out, man, because this is really just fun for me to do. That being said, there is a storm coming in my neck of the woods. I don't know if it's gonna hit us or not, so I'll probably put out a preview for Penn State or something, some information on Penn State. I gotta watch a couple games, but I'll probably put out a preview on Friday morning, Friday afternoon, and yeah, appreciate everybody. Fight on.